Well, greetings and salutations, one and all. Back again is Journey into Mystery Comic Club with yours truly, the J Man, and our mixed bag host and comic aficionado himself, Justin. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, doing well. So we read through uh, an ominous book of the Mask from what year was it? 1980 or 1990?
1991.
Okay, it was 1991's initial Dark Horse comic book run of The Mask. And for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna
We
let just
read issue 0.
yeah, we basically read issue zero, but yeah, we're gonna be talking tonight about like The Mask from 1991 and where it lies in as far as Dark Horse goes, and then how the issue was overall, just overall impressions and stuff of this graphic novel. Well, the first issue zero, I should say, because it was a lot of pages, but still. Um, Fair warning, preface this ahead of time. Some of this might be graphic, like comic book wise, so we're not going to show all the pages. We're just going to go into detail on a lot of it.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. As for images, um, do your own search at your own discretion.
Yes.
So you know, it's kind of crazy that the Jim Carrey movie spawned out of this.
Yes.
Like you see it in every page of it, but you see every change they made in order to make it child friendly.
Yeah.
Um Kudos to the people who made the movie for actually making it work, but wow. What a difference.
Yeah. It's
Um
very different.
yes. You know, the it's funny because the mask sort of has a similar origin or coming to being to popularity as say Spider-Man, because they were both put in a into a comic book that was about to be canceled, that was meant to be its introduction, got really popular, and they decided to just keep going with it.
Hmm.
After this comic, The Mask number 0 comes out, they would come out with another 4-issue miniseries. Then they would do The Mask Returns. They would do a crossover with Batman. Um, and of course, they do the Jim Carrey movie and the animated series. And the less said about the Son of the Mask, the better. But we are here to talk about The Mask number 0. And
Hmm.
we open up with a meek, dweebish man named Stanley in the mask shop shopping for a present for his girlfriend. Um, Comes out of the shop, someone damages his ride. He yells at the guy. The guy comes to beat him up. Life seems to have it out for this guy. And he's not a nice person. He just isn't.
Nope.
He fantasizes about getting his revenge on anyone that wronged him, and it's implied that he is pretty violent to his girlfriend.
Mm.
So he gives her the mask in order to sort of make up for his misgivings. And you kind of see the mask starting to work its magic a little bit on Stanley as he is walking back into his apartment where he was trying to say, "Hey, let's go get those Nazis." Um, but he doesn't listen to the mask right then. Instead, he wakes up in the middle of the night and he finds the mask somehow in the bathroom, just right on the toilet there to scare him. He thinks it's his girlfriend playing a trick on him. So he decides, you know what, I'm gonna play a little trick on her. Puts on the mask. Rule one about masks in horror movies or horror comics: don't put on the mask.
Yep.
So he puts on the mask and he goes out for a night out in town. Um, and just starts discovering his powers and the extent of them. Um, gets into it with a gang, and when he gets run over by a car, he just pulls himself right back up. Um, he at first thinks to himself, I could be a superhero with this stuff. But it was like, first. And what does he do? He goes into the chop shop where he brought his car earlier and just massacres everyone. And this is where you start to get an idea of what kind of comic you're reading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because this comic is graphic with its violence.
Very. I'd rate it like high PG-13, if not R.
No, no, not PG-13. This is R.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Yeah. Hold on.
This is a hard R. Um, this is like Zack Snyder levels of gratuitous violence.
Yeah. It's very violent. When I was reading, I was actually taken back by how violent it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
Now let's talk a little bit about Stanley as a character, because this is where we sort of start seeing a change in him, not necessarily the mask character that he becomes, but the human side of him.
Yes.
Um Starts becoming more dependent on the mask. Almost seems like he has an addiction to the mask.
Hmm.
Gets to a point where when he finds out that his girlfriend threw out the mask, he has a complete meltdown and freaks out and starts fiending for it.
Yeah.
Um,
Almost like
Eventually, what's that?
I would say almost like he's craving it. But go on.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to elaborate on that?
No, I mean I was just gonna say like he definitely you could tell that he was very what's the word? He was very just it's almost like the mask's powers were kind of like drawn into him, and he is craving the mask now more than ever. That's just as simple as that. So
You know what I kind of make of it is he is someone who hates his reality,
yeah.
and the mask represents a complete break from reality, because when he wears that mask, the rules of reality does not apply to him. He is a living cartoon character. The problem with that is everyone and everything around him is not a cartoon character.
Hmm.
So all the cartoon antics that he can come up with, like uh, uh, manifesting a giant mallet out of nothing, to smash a person, that person's going to turn into a bloody pulp, not a walking pancake. The mask might turn into a walking pancake, but you know, a person would just turn into a pile of gore.
Yeah.
And this comic shows you the pile of gore.
It really does. And we're not going to show it on camera and stuff, but because on screen as we do our show live. But still, it's a very graphic comic.
The scene in the schoolhouse was very
Yeah. Very.
surprising.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that yikes. I heard stories about this comic, how violent it was. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't quite prepared for it. Not quite.
No, it's very, very dark.
It's got a wicked sense of humor.
It's
But
funny, but in a dark humor way.
yeah. Um so Stanley gets his mask back. He goes on another rampage against the police.
Mm-hmm.
Um Kathy puts together that the mask and Stanley are one and the same. Um at the end of Stanley's rampage, he takes off the mask and goes to bed. Kathy takes the mask and kills Stanley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the end of the comic.
Yeah.
You still had characters like Lieutenant Kellaway and stuff like that, but it is a far cry from the movie.
Oh yeah, the movie was nothing like this.
Now, we live in a world where the movie has surpassed the comic in popularity.
Unfortunately.
Now, that's my question. Is that a bad thing?
Um, I would say well, no, I mean, I think the original source material should be shown more. Like not maybe not shown, but shared more, if that makes sense.
Do you think there should be an adaptation of the original one shot?
Like as a horror movie.
Yeah.
I think they could. I think they could pull it off.
Do you think they would be able to separate it enough from the original movie?
I mean, when did that movie come out? Like 97?
94.
Okay, so 94. So I think if you it's been over 31 years since that movie came out. I think, to be honest, I don't think people remember in the pop cultural consciousness. I don't think it's that remembered. If that makes sense.
You take that back.
I mean, well, I mean, at least in my when in my opinion, that's just my take on it. I know that Jim Carrey played it though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
That was one of his best roles.
So that I was not aware of. I haven't watched a lot of Jim Carrey movies, so that's just me.
Mm.
So I know I got to work on that now. Got to watch Dumb and Dumber 2.
No, you can skip that one.
Okay.
Um yeah. Uh what a comic. Um, it's this was
Oh,
brutal.
very.
Um, it
There's
was
guns.
good, but it was brutal.
There's guns everywhere. There's violence. There's sex. There's
Drugs,
drugs. It's a very R-rated comic.
bordering on X.
Yeah, it's pretty close. I gotta hide some of the panels because some of the panels are very, very graphic.
Yeah,
So, what did you think of it overall, Justin?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Um, I do think I preferred the Jim Carrey version a little more. This is more of a curiosity, if anything. Um,
Okay.
and maybe if I kept reading it, maybe I would get more into it. Maybe I just wasn't that into Stanley as a host.
As a character.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it's. I don't know. I mean, the question: should they remake it? I don't know. Maybe they should reboot it and remake it as a new movie, but make it R rated. Just give it a shot. Make it a really low budget. Make it like for $10 million and go from there.
You can't do this low budget though. The mask, you turn into a cartoon character essentially.
What would be your budget for it? If you
40 million.
40 million an R rated movie.
Yeah.
I mean, well, they did Deadpool. I'm just comparing it to something that I can know I know really well. I would say like Deadpool is the closest thing I could think of to this, if that makes sense. With a humor and R-rated movie, it made a lot of money, so that's why I'm just thinking of that.
You I feel like you need a decent special effects budget.
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever you think about District 9, that movie can cost $9 million to make. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can go low budget with it too. So
Yeah, but that's a different kind of gritty. That went for a realistic look.
okay, all right.
This, you're looking more for like a grindhouse look.
Hmm. Okay.
That's pretty much all my thoughts though.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's nice to be covered something besides Marvel or DC as well.
Yeah.
I think covering a Dark Horse issue is great. I think covering an IDW or even Image Comics, like other like I don't know if I ever tell you about this. One of my biggest things when I was like a little bit younger was um other storylines featuring characters and crews and things like that, like of characters we love, but in other storylines, like in comic book form. I read like graphic novel after graphic novel after graphic novel of like of Star Trek
Mm,
or Transformers versus GI Joe, or the artwork's great. I'll have to let you borrow it at some point because I still have them. Green Hornet's another one from Dark Horse. Planet of the Apes. There's other licensed titles that are in comic book form that actually are really cool too. So I think Dark Horse, even like Alien and Predator and Dark
yeah.
Horse Comics has the right to those too, which is pretty cool. So Star Wars, Indiana Jones, another one that are
Hmm.
not Marvel or DC, but they just hey, let's do this. So I don't know, it's cool, my opinion. But the
All right.
math, but the math. This is if you're looking for a graphic novel that is truly gritty,
And
dark,
graphic.
and super graphic, super
This
duper
puts the
graphic.
graphic in graphic novel.
It really does. And if for for a story, I don't. If you're under the age of like 14, don't read it. No joke. I mean, for the sake of like your well-being, I would not. So that's me. So yeah. Anything else, bud? Is that good? Are we good?
That's it for me.
Yeah, I'm good too. So, but yeah. So next week we're gonna cover more of the mask issue, issue 2 or
One.
whatever. 1. Yeah. So this is issue 0. I gotta change the title.
Yeah.
That's right. That's okay. Issue number 0. There we go. So no worries. But next week we will tune into issue number 1 of this ominous book that we have, and we'll get to we'll see how graphic it gets moving forward and stuff like that too. As far as like the storyline goes and how the relationship goes, and like what happens, the characters evolve, and it's gonna be crazy. So yeah. Anything else, Justin? Or we're good.
That's it for me.
All right. Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. Tune in next week for the Mask issue number 1 for Journey to Mystery Comic Club. We're gonna keep going with the Mask, and then if you have any suggestions out there, please sound off in the comment section below. Let us know what comic books you want us to cover, what any storylines, Kingdom Come by DC, or Secret Wars by Marvel, or even Planet of the Apes by Image Comics, or even like Green Hornet with Kevin Smith writing it. So that's another one too that's pretty good.
I still want to do Fables from Vertigo.
Yeah, we could do that too. We'll do the deadline, but yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
there's tons of other storylines that we could cover too, which is fantastic. So but thanks so much for watching, guys. So don't forget to like us on Facebook and Instagram and follow us on there too. Follow our social media page as always. And but for all of us here at the Super Review Show's Journey to Mystery Comic Club, please out there, stay safe, take care, and
Be awesome.
be awesome.